I live in a small town in Japan, and on some days I work in an even smaller section of that small town called Iwashiro. Iwashiro used to be an independent village, and it's separated from the rest of the town by a series of mountains. It's a nice place, but I do want to stress again that it is tiny, which is why it came as such a surprise to me that the place is mentioned in not only a pop song, but also makes an appearance in Japan's classic book of poetry. So today, I'm going to talk about those two verses, written 1500 years apart, about death, decay, and destruction. And yes, one of those is a pop song. We're going to start with the poetry, so cast your minds back to the year 658 CE. This is about 100 years into recorded history in Japan. Anything older than the year 500 or so isn't supported by archaeological evidence. So 658 is clearly across the line that separates myth from fact, but it's still close to that hazy period of prehistory. So keep in mind that this first story might be nothing more than that. It's a story, by the way, I've heard referred to as the Japanese Hamlet, which isn't entirely accurate. If we're going Shakespearean, I think Othello is a more apt comparison. There are four principal characters in this drama. The first is the Empress, Kogyoku, ruling monarch of Japan. The second is Prince Nakano-Oe, her son, and a candidate for the Chrysanthemum throne. The third is Prince Arima, her nephew, and another potential successor. The fourth is Soga no Akae, a noble of the once powerful Soga clan. The Soga clan had dominated imperial politics and largely controlled the emperors until very recently. About 15 years before this drama unfolds, Prince Nakano-Oe engineered the assassination of the Soga clan's leader, in front of his mother, by the way, which brought about their fall from prominence. But this tale begins with Prince Arima returning from a trip to modern-day Shirahama, which even then was known as a hot springs town. He can't stop talking about what a great time he had and how good the view was. This intrigues the Empress, so in October of 658, the Empress and her son pay Shirahama a royal visit. Left in the capital to watch the throne is Prince Arima, and with him is Soga no Akae. Akae gets the prince in a corner and starts talking about what a terrible empress his aunt is. Taxes are too high, she's wasting everybody's time digging canals, the usual stuff. Say, he suggests, I bet you'd be a much better emperor than your aunt. Prince Arima is flattered by Akae's words. He tells Akae he can rally an army behind him and initially commits to this insurrection. But a few days later, he gets cold feet and calls it off. However, for reasons we'll get into later, Akae then turns right around and sends a messenger to the vacationing empress about this coup her nephew is putting together. Akae arranges for Arima's arrest, and less than a week after he spurred the prince into treason, Arima is a prisoner bound for the hot spring where the empress is staying. This resort is so nice, not even an attempt on my life could get me to leave, is a 5-star review if I've ever heard one. In Shirahama, Arima is interrogated by Prince Nakano-Oe. Why did you do it? His cousin asks. Why were you plotting to kill the Empress? Arima replied, Only God and Akae know. I certainly don't. On the way down for questioning, Arima stopped for a time at Iwashiro. He took the opportunity to compose a poem about what he saw there, because this was before you could get Bejeweled on your phone. He wrote, I tied together the branches of the pines on the beach at Iwashiro. Tying together branches was an old superstition for luck during travel. I tie together the branches of the pines on the beach at Iwashiro. With any luck, I will see them again. 2 days later, on his way back to the capital, Arima probably did catch another glimpse of his branches, but luck was not with him. Later that same day, Prince Arima was hanged. He was 19 years old. Akae's motives in this tale remain elusive. He may have actually wanted to put Prince Arima on the throne as his puppet, and then when Arima backed down, he improvised. However, another theory holds that this whole scheme was orchestrated by Arima's cousin, Prince Nakano Oe, to eliminate a rival to the throne. If that's the case, it worked. The surviving prince became emperor 3 years later and reigned for 11 years. Arima's poem was included in the Manyoshu, a famous anthology of poetry. A later poem by an anonymous author serves as a sequel to it. I wonder if the man who tied the branches at Iwashiro ever came to see them again. Let's move out of tragedy and lighten the mood a little bit with a cheerful song about the extinction of humanity. The year is 1979. Singer Taniyama Hiroko has a new song out called Tengusa no Uta. Tengusa is a kind of red seaweed, so this means something like the seaweed's song. The very first line of the song sets the scene. Here I am, on a deserted platform at Iwashiro Station, one stop north of Minabe. The I in this case is the seaweed, the narrator of the song. I don't know where I came from or how I got here, quoth the seaweed, but I'm having a good time, so it doesn't make any difference to me. It's then that the song starts to take a turn. A world without humans is just alright with me. The train doesn't come at the scheduled time. There's no lights at night. There's no boats on the ocean. There's no cars on the road. We're trapped in the belly of this horrible machine, and the machine is bleeding to death. Okay, that last one is from Godspeed You Black Emperor, but everything before that is the actual lyrics to the song. Taniyama Hiroko supposedly thought of the song while waiting for the train at Iwashiro Station. And as somebody who's spent a lot of time sitting on that platform, it's quite easy to believe that the world has ended. There's almost never another soul around, and it's close enough to the ocean that you can hear the crashing of the waves upon the beach. The same sound that Prince Arima heard all those years ago.
駅長さんの